Tonight we welcome legendary innovator Tonight we welcome legendary innovator and teacher Michael Chekhov. Tonight we welcome Tonight we welcome legendary innovator and teacher Michael Chekhov into the actor studio with host James Lipton.
Welcome to the show. It's going to be a great one. We have with us, hands down, the most influential man of revolution, no, better to say revelation in the cosmos of acting.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Michael. May I call you Michael?
May I call you James?
Oh, you're wonderful. Okay, Michael. Let's talk a bit about growing up and early education. Was Mother Russia a loving and nurturing mother to your genius?
Born in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1891. Everyone knows my uncle, of course, the famous Anton Chekhov, one of Russia's most famous playwrights. This got me interested in the theater early in my life. After studying for years under Konstantin Stanislavski, I became one of Russia's most famous actors, and then became the head of the Second Moscow Art Theater.
Every bone in my body is bursting with jealousy to have had the experiences you've had.
Well, you know, things weren't always that good for me in Russia.
That's right. Mother Russia had a mean streak to her. What were the circumstances surrounding your exile?
Well, by 1928, the communist government was so critical of my innovative teachings and ways of directing that for my own safety, I was forced to flee from Russia.
More witty than a cat, more deft and cunning than the grand eagle. Neither nation nor nature can restrain your powerful will. Ha! Those commie pigs don't know what they're missing.
Right. Well, America's been a
What's happening with James today? He's practically hysterical. I don't know.
Oh.
When was the last time we gave him a shot?
Right, I mean, Russia must have been great, but
Damn.
that's what we still need to talk about. We need your most important work was done right here in America. You've written books and articles and taught countless seminars on the subject. I wonder if you could, your Majesty, tell us about your work.
It seems that the theater goes on so well without any such difficulties as a method. Yes, it can go on like that, and it will go on like that for a very long time. But still, it seems to me that the time will come when every one of us will become somehow unhappy, simply because our professions lack a technique. I apologize for offending you about our profession, but I must speak honestly to you what I feel about the theater, and perhaps you will forgive me when you realize that I, too, am an actor, therefore also offending myself. This painful feeling that our profession has no technique made me unhappy to the extent that I tried to find what kind of technique it could be. And then I saw that our profession is even more difficult than any other because we have only one instrument to convey to the audience our feelings, our emotions, our ideas, our own body. At the moment when we believe that there is a creative individuality and another whom we call the layman being, we are already taking part in this fight to accept the creative individuality and try with it to defeat the layman, who uses and abuses our voice, body, and emotions. This is the moment when you must decide whether you want to go on that way or go on by developing yourself in the school and in our discussions. When we realize that there are two individualities, one against the creative process and another for it, then that knowledge alone is already of very great importance. When we know that there are two and we know which we accept and which we deny, that is already great strength which we can give to the creative individuality, and we can weaken the layman in us. As soon as we begin to develop our bodies, voices, and emotions, we begin to get our professional actor's technique, and as soon as we have our technique, we can start the creative process. If the actor will read the script in his imagination often enough, he will come to the rehearsal with many new things. While reading the text, rely upon the atmosphere and imagine how you would act, but don't actually do it. The first atmosphere is the chaotic and wild without any reason. Now let me explain how I use the imagination in acting. Exercise taking the image of a flower and then moving around, talking, and doing many different things, still holding in the image of the flower. If something on the stage is performed without previous or simultaneous imagination, then it is dry. But if around your business there is the aura of the imagination you have gone through, then there is the charm of it, art there. Exercise getting up and taking a position, but do it in your imagination only. Then try to do it in reality, then reimagine it more strongly and do it again. Now, have the image of a red scarf on the chair. Walk around, having a connection to the scarf all the time. If you feel the necessity to stop and study the image more carefully and closely in your imagination, then it's just what is needed.
Oh, heavens have mercy on our souls. Your words are a mighty waterfall of brilliance to my ears. So much so that I was inspired by a mighty rush of nature calling me from the drenched flesh matter of your brilliance. Calling me, beckoning me, urging me.
Here's where dreams come in. They tell you what you are trying to hide. But they tell it to you all mixed up like pieces of a puzzle that don't fit. The problem of the analyst is to examine this puzzle and put the pieces together in the right place and find out what the devil you are trying to say to yourself.
That was a clip from the Alfred Hitchcock classic, Spellbound. You were nominated for your role as Leo Carroll. Tell me, what was it like to work next to Ingrid Bergman? Magnificent. It's just as I would have imagined. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. It was truly a delight to talk with a master of his craft. Please join us again in the actor's studio.
If you shoot now, it is cold, deliberate murder. You'll be tried as a sane murderer, convicted as a sane man, and killed in the electric chair for your crime. I'm going to telephone the police now, Dr. Murchison.